to That Wrestling Podcast.
Hey, welcome to That Wrestling Podcast. We are back, minus Kevin. I don't know if you guys have checked with your sources. My sources say he's looking for the childhood home of one K-Dog. It's been a pilgrimage. He's been wanting to do Conan for his entire life. He's finally making the plunge, guys. Good luck to you, Kev. Unless you guys have any different sources to report on this?
No.
I heard it was El Dandy, but, who am I to doubt that?
Yeah, no one should be doubting El Dandy. Well, let's get into the world of professional wrestling. I think we got to start when you talk about a big week for a gentleman. Bronson Reed had a huge week. You can talk about Friday. He joins the Bloodline War Games team. And one of you may take the victory lap on that one. But not only that, on Monday on Raw, he gets a big victory over Seth Rollins. So let's talk about it. First off, Joe, say what you got to say, my friend. You've earned it.
It was the only one that made sense to me. We knew it wasn't going to be The Rock. Anything else would have been grasping at straws. If they're going to be serious about this guy as being the next big monster on the roster, he had to be the muscle on Solo's team. That's the only thing. That's the only reason I picked him. It's the only one that made sense to me, and he had to beat Seth. So yeah, great week for me. And Bronson had a decent showing too.
Jay, what do you think about his reveal and placement on the team now that it's gone down?
I mean, it makes so much sense. Even though he's Australian, they can just say because he
An
looks
Islander.
the part. He looks the part.
Yeah.
And this is great for him. Gives him a bigger spot on the roster. And with the Rollins win, I don't think any of us saw that coming. So good for him, man.
I wanted it to happen. That was my, you got to give it to this guy. So when it happened, I was thrilled because, Seth is protected. Seth's a future Hall of Famer. So giving him...
He's a made guy.
He's a made guy, yeah. So giving him that win, and, there's a little distraction involved with the Bloodline showing up, but, he hit a tsunami, and it was 1, 2, 3. And I thought that was absolutely fantastic. And that got me thinking kind of, bigger picture as how far can this guy go? I mean, he really, since he attacked Seth, whatever that was now, 4 or 5 months ago, he kind of was just kind of, treading water, maybe intercontinental title scene a little bit. And it seems like he's been getting just a huge push and really delivering. So, Joe, when you think about kind of, where he could end up, what's kind of your thoughts?
I see him being the same type of career path as Braun Strowman.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Getting a championship a couple times. Heck, maybe even main eventing a WrestleMania, hopefully this time in front of fans, unlike Braun. So, that's what I see with him as being a champion and always a threat. So always a main eventer from now on because his size, his agility, and he's actually pretty decent on the mic too. So he's got it all going for him for a chance at great things.
He has great shoe game too.
Yeah, that's his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's I had that same comparison. I was trying to think about the last kind of real big monsters to hold the championship, and Braun kind of fit that bill. I guess you could say Brock, but Brock is just a one of a kind.
He's a beast. He's not a monster. It's different.
Yeah. So I kind of thought the same. I kind of, I don't know if he will ever get the top prize, but
he's not going on the Tonight Show. He's not Today Show guy, but he is the guy that you can put the championship on and be legit.
Yeah. I don't know if Jimmy Fallon's taking a tsunami. I wouldn't mind seeing it. But yeah, but could he mix it up for the top prize of the other championship? I think so. Jay, you've been a fan of him for a long time too.
Oh God, yeah. Since he got released the first time, and then he went to New Japan and beat Okada. This is the guy. This guy has dollar signs written all over him. You let him do this for a while, and then he turns babyface.
Mm-hmm.
And if it doesn't work out, him and Otis can be the new natural disasters.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Tsunami,
that.
and I don't know what Otis could be.
Avalanche, sure.
Wait, was there an avalanche?
I don't think so. There was a
Typhoon.
typhoon.
Mm-hmm.
Tornado? No, there's Texas tornado.
That'll be a
Texas tornado.
Yeah, I don't know. But
Yeah.
what can Otis be?
Tidal wave.
That's what tsunami is.
Yeah, yeah. We gotta do better. El Nino. No, we'll leave that up.
That's a weathered pattern. That's not even a
Hailstorm.
natural disaster.
Hailstorm. There you go.
Partly cloudy.
Chance of showers.
That's right. That's right. Mix of sun and clouds. All right.
Real
Yeah.
feel 4 degrees.
My favorite forecast to give when I was on the radio, and my douchebag program director in Johnstown always gave me shit for it. Wintery mix. My favorite was Wintery mix.
The winter.
Which Michigan is supposed to get this weekend, a wintry mix.
Love it.
The little snow freezing rain combo package, better known as Wintery mix.
Wintry mix.
Put it in the blender and mix it up. All right, let's talk about the other cool development on SmackDown. Of course, when Bronson did his thing, you had, I think, Jimmy saying to Roman, like, make the call. So you get to the end of the show. He does the call the wise man, and the phone number's disconnected. I know he's been out since Solo and the Bloodline took him out, not long after WrestleMania. So, where do you think? I didn't see this coming this way, guys. So what's your thoughts on what went down?
I find it interesting that this is happening. Paul Heyman was at the big event in New York and did an appearance 2 weekends ago. And then this. So, like, maybe he's resurfacing and that's why they're going to call him. But what really won me over was Roman's facial reaction. The dejection, I can't believe this is happening. Now, there's these dopes online.
Oh my God, don't mention this, but go ahead.
Solo broke the phone.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Because, you can't buy another one with the same phone number. We've all done it. I hate the internet sometimes. I absolutely hate the internet sometimes. So, look. I thought for a moment maybe Sammy was going to play the role of wise man.
Well, did you guys see that clip? I'm sorry to interrupt. Did you see that little clip of they were having their meeting and then the Bloodline came out and they're like all looking at the TV. And it's a little thing where Sammy had a phone in his pocket and kind of like tossed it on the couch.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a thing or it was just a not a thing. So
right.
When you bring that up, that's what made me think of it.
Any great mystery has to have a red herring. That was just there to mess with us, to think it's something else, but the real story is over here. Nothing's going to come of that.
A woot.
A woot?
Yes, the legendary woot.
Swerk woot.
Yeah, yes.
And in wrestling, the red herring is called the woot.
Yes.
Swerk woot.
Shout out to Matt Hardy getting fired and coming back and attacking Edge. I think that was the birth of the woot. Yeah, and the other thing about it, guys, if you remember during the whole lead up to WrestleMania, Heyman would have one phone and go, call Roman Reigns, and he'd pull out the other phone and say, call The Rock. So that's another one that got my head turning of, is he aligning with The Rock now? Because he's distraught that Roman didn't save him after WrestleMania.
The funny part is he had a Roman Reigns case on one phone, Rock case.
Really? That's how you know which one it is.
I guess so.
Wow.
Like most people have like a photo of their screensaver. It could be like, him and Roman on one, him and Dwayne on the other. But nope, it's the outside case so that everybody knows which phone is which.
That's funny.
Well, we wrestling fans are a simple group.
That's true. That is true. get that visual of that.
Now, a lot of people are thinking that, this Paul Heyman situation is going to lead to a Paul Heyman guy joining Roman's team. And I am one to be very excited at Curtis Axel returning.
Whoa, the Axeman.
Yes.
He's still in the Royal Rumble.
I heard. I mean, look.
What about Steve Austin? I mean, he was in the Dangerous Alliance. He could come back.
That wasn't Paul Heyman. That was Paul E. Dangerously.
Oh, that's true. All right. It was Stunning Steve. So yeah, I'm
And,
off again.
Survivor Series is in Canada. You know who else lives in Canada?
Vancouver. Yeah.
Brock Lesnar. That's who.
Yeah.
They're not touching him with a 10-foot pole.
There was no charges. He wasn't even named. So I think it could be Brock Lesnar. I hope it's Brock Lesnar. And I sure as hell hope it's not Seth Rollins, because I don't need Joe being right about two things.
Yeah, I'm kind of at the point now too. I started to think about Brock just for the wild card of it all, and I'm thinking more. My number one choice would be Punk. I don't have a great reason why. I think it would be silly if Seth joins now after again saying I'm not joining.
Right,
but
and
now
Punk
it's against
really
Bronson.
It is against Bronson, but yeah, I don't know. I think he.
Well, if it ends up being Seth, I automatically win the picks for the year. I'm playing the Jason card on this one.
Fuck off.
Come on. Yeah, you kind of.
Or he's going to be the referee of the match and end up.
Oh my God, he's refereeing War Games. Yeah, I don't know. And I mean, are you still sticking with Seth, Joe, or did you?
Yeah, I'm still sticking with him because it's the one that makes the most sense. The focus is on him not being able to trust Roman, never going to team with him again, never, ever, ever. And you never, ever, ever say never, ever, ever in wrestling.
Yeah. I don't know. I like his hatred for Roman. I think it's really good that he's like, I'm not doing it. So I hope even in that roundabout way of him being on the bloodline, but really just to do his thing with Bronson.
He's going to do what Bronson's doing. He's not in the bloodline. And he's also not going to be with Roman. He's going to do what Drew did. It was his hatred towards Seth is why he joined. So that's it just makes the most sense. They're rehashing the same story for War Games. It doesn't matter who the fifth person is. It's War Games.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. It can't be a random 1-2. So
it's going to be Curtis Axel.
Starting to lean to him.
The Axeman is back.
Hey. Stranger things have happened, but another thing on SmackDown, and I think we probably all were at least mildly disappointed of how they're going to crown the United States Women's Championship. And we had Mae Young Classic ideas and, Fatal 4-Way ideas and different things like that. And we ended up getting a tournament that starts off with 4 triple threat matches. And then you get the semifinals out of that, and then your finals. The final match will be at the Saturday night's main event show coming up in December. Now that we've seen this, I guess, Jay, I don't know if you have the brackets in front of you, but who wins? Your thoughts?
If somebody would have told me to have the brackets ready, I would have had the brackets ready. But typical lack of communication in a communication procedure that is this podcast, it's a shame.
Why do I feel like I'm in a staff meeting right now? No problems.
Terrible.
Find the solutions.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Can
we get it? I got it up on my end.
I already got it because
perfect.
All right, so we got Bailey who won.
Bailey won. Mm-hmm.
I need a clear one. Thanks, WrestleZone. So Bailey beat BFAB and Candice LeRae. I don't like that. I think BFAB should have won. A lot of love coming her way. I don't know if you guys, I guarantee neither one of you follow the Dungeon 2.0 on Instagram, and that's Natty and TJ's gym in Florida. And it's an open gym. So there's wrestlers from every promotion, and BFAB's down there a lot. Next up, we have Bianca, Chelsea, and Blair Davenport. Naomi, Tiffany Stratton, and someone else, but the picture's cut off.
Electra Lopez.
And Piper, Meechin, and Jade Cargill. So I really feel like they may go the Bailey route. Being the first, that used to be Sasha's thing, but maybe they go that route. I hope they don't. Give it to someone like Meechin or Piper. Piper and Chelsea in the finals. Chelsea thinks Piper's going to lay down, but it doesn't happen.
Well, my pick was Jade before we saw the bracket, so I'm still sticking with that one so I can be right again.
Yeah. I mean, Sol Rukas didn't even get consideration, and that sucks. She's awesome.
Yeah. And nor did my Charlotte Flair pick. So
I'm fine with that.
I hope she challenges the winner immediately.
This is a Joe Vember to remember.
You just made that up.
Yes, I did. You're saying terrible, but I'm seeing the smirk on your face. You're like, terrible. That was pretty good.
It's hard to hold a candle
Joe.
in the cold Joe Vember rain.
Did your wife come up with that, Joe?
No, I did. Just now.
I doubt that.
Joe Vember.
No, I don't have a T-shirt. I don't have a spreadsheet over here. Whiteboard going, no.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm guessing too. I like your calls, Jay. I don't know. I'm just starting to think that it's not going to go with the kind of an unexpected way. I'm seeing the Jade versus Bianca Mega Powers explode finals, and who wins from there. I could probably go with Bianca, but
no, I don't see Bianca in the finals. I think they're going to let Chelsea win that match on a fluke.
I could see that.
Oh, that's the thing with triple threats.
And then you could have Jade versus Chelsea in the finals, and Chelsea just bring in the gold of being afraid of her and then getting cheap shots in when she's running away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's definitely some ways to go. Wasn't the best of setups in my opinion, but yeah.
And she takes the best beating out of all the women.
Chelsea?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree with you on that.
Just wait and see what happens.
Yep. Sticking with the go ahead, guys. Anything else?
No.
Sorry. All right. Sticking with the women, Rhea Ripley is back too. She has joined the quote unquote face War Games team. So the War Games team for the women's matches is going to be Rhea, Bianca, Jade, Naomi, and Io versus Nia, Liv, Raquel, Tiffany, and Candice LeRae. The build for this one, I've definitely seen some things online of people going, this was kind of weak, especially obviously compared to Bloodline versus Bloodline, which has been a thing forever in the making, and maybe even confusing. Like, okay, Nia and Liv were just facing each other at Crown Jewel. They're on the team now. So where do you guys fall as far as that goes and how the build went to put these teams together?
This is the closest we've had to a traditional Survivor Series match in a long time.
That's fair.
I think it's cool. I really do. And I wish it was not a War Games. I wish it was a traditional Survivor Series match. Don't need multiple War Games matches. Just go back to good guys versus bad guys and rando teams with stupid names like I don't even know. I was watching something the other day and it was like Diesel and Jeff Jarrett and Mabel. And it was like the tax breakers or something.
Yeah.
Like, we need those. We need that back again. That's what I want to see.
I wish they had one of those and one War Games, I think would be like the perfect solution for that. Yeah. I agree.
What do
Joe,
you think?
where do you stand on how this team came together? The teams came together and the build for the show.
Well, the only part I didn't get, I didn't even think about this being a traditional Survivor Series match, and now that's the match I want to see instead of War Games. Like Nia and Liv, okay, they're both the champions and they're both the heels. And Nia pretty much, okay, I'm about to give her a compliment right now, so you may want to mark this. She nailed it with the promo on Monday night with the, I don't like you, I don't dislike you, I don't think about you. That
You actually
because
like that?
I actually like that
I
because
thought it was cringy.
I liked it for the simple fact that it was honest. It wasn't like forced. It didn't seem like it was, trying to make a big deal of anything. It's just like, we're not partners. I don't even think about you. You're on one show, I'm on the other. I don't care. But if you can help me take out the person who I can't stand, then it makes sense. So I actually didn't think it was cringy. I actually enjoyed, and the delivery of it worked. And stop tape, never gonna say anything nice about her again. So back to normal.
So
But
Brian, you normally are the one that's like, oh, I have a game. Oh, guess what? I have a game. I'm gonna name some teams. Um, I'm gonna name wrestlers that are on a team, and I want to see if you can tell me the team name.
What was the Survivor Series team? Love it.
Classic Survivor
Oh,
Series.
jeez.
We'll do a couple of these. These are fun.
Yeah.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Bret Hart, Ron Garvin, and Hercules. What was their team name?
Wait, who
The
was
4x4s.
after?
They were the
Okay.
4x4s. Okay, that
Was
your
Bret
guess.
Hart after Hacksaw?
yeah.
Okay, I was
All
gonna say,
right,
oh, there goes like All Americans or something.
Let's
Say.
try.
Yeah, I was thinking Stars and Stripes, but
All right, let's try this one.
Canadian country.
Jimmy Snuka, the Bushwhackers,
Oh my god!
and Roddy Piper. What was their team name?
Wow. What Piper and Snuka together?
I
My
know.
God.
This is 1989.
The Rowdy Bunch.
Roddy's Rowdies.
Okay, not bad.
Okay.
Not bad.
All right, Joe, this one's for you.
Oh,
The
God.
Rougeos, Mr. Perfect, and Rick Rude. What was their team name?
Oh, gosh.
That's a great team.
I can't even think about it. Right. I have no idea.
The
Perfectly
Rude
Quebec.
Brood. The
The
Rude
what?
Brood.
The Rude
Rude
Brood.
Brood.
Nice. I like
And they
it.
went up against Roddy's Rowdies. Here we go. Mr. Perfect, Brian, and Demolition.
Love this team. Yeah.
What was it?
Was it just the perfect team?
It was called the Perfect Team.
Yeah.
1990. Yeah.
That was like my favorite. Them, and I know this off because it was those guys versus Ultimate Warrior, the Road Warriors, and Texas Tornado Kerry
Yeah.
Von Erich. And that was like my, as a kid going, what? This is the greatest match in wrestling history. I loved both those teams.
Yeah.
Because it was Road Warriors versus Demolition.
Yeah, and the Warrior, who I loved,
Ultimate
Texas
Warrior.
Tornado, that I loved, and Mr. Perfect, who I hated him, but he was awesome.
And all three members of Demolition.
Yeah,
All right,
all
Joe.
three, yes.
All right, Joe. Evil Crush, Yokozuna, Rick Martel, aka the model, and Ludwig Vorga.
Oh
my God.
my.
What was their team name?
The natural disasters. No, I have no idea.
No, they were the Foreign Fanatics.
Yeah, they were.
Oh, because Martel's Canadian.
He's
All right,
Canadian.
and this was the one I was talking about earlier. Jeff Jarrett, Owen Hart, Shawn Michaels,
Oh,
Jeff Jarrett. Or wait, did I already said Jeff Jarrett?
Yeah.
Jeff Jarrett,
The real Double J.
Owen Hart,
Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels, Diesel, and I think the Anvil.
they're five.
What was that team name?
Wow. I just want to go like team dudes attitudes.
The
The
team
Click. The Teamsters.
Yes, that was the one I was thinking about earlier.
Nah.
And this is so much fun. We're gonna see if there's any more. Hold on.
God,
This is so much fun. It's
I'm
fun.
terrible at this.
I know if you're listening, you're like, what the fuck?
Mankind, Test, Ken
All right.
Shamrock, Big Show,
All right.
The Union.
All right, Joe. Marty Jannetty,
Oh God.
Jim the Advil Neidhart, Ultimate Warrior, and Shawn Michaels.
I was gonna say the second place, or
They
but then you said Shawn Michaels and Ultimate Warrior. So
collectively were the Ultimate Warriors.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Graham
Oh,
took a break
because
on that one.
was this in 1990 when it was the Brockers?
All right. And this is legitimately the last one, Brian.
All right.
Honky Tonk Man,
Mm.
the Model, Bad News Brown, and the
Oh.
Big Boss Man.
Wow. Rhythm and Justice.
No, they are the Enforcers.
Oh.
Okay, one more for Joe. I know.
Oh, God.
But and this probably should have been something we did next week, but whatever.
Yeah. Maybe we'll find a couple others.
All right, Joe.
Left.
If you get this right, I'll give you $1 the next time I see you. Brutus the Barber Beefcake, the Red Rooster, Tito Santana, and Dusty Rhodes.
Wow.
American Clippers.
No, they were the Dream Team.
The Dream. No, they weren't.
That's good.
What is this one? Okay, one more.
No, we gotta move on.
One more.
Power and Glory.
Oh,
That's
Paul
Hercules
Roman.
and Paul
Hercules.
Roma.
Fuck yeah.
Rick Martel and the Warlord.
Rick the Warlord. Dude, okay. Love that Rick Martel seems to pop up on a lot of these.
Yeah, I know. It was 1990. It was a big year, 1990. A lot of these teams were from 1990.
The Stud Busters.
No, they were the Visionaries.
Oh, okay. They did have funky glasses, if I remember how it did.
Oh, man.
All right. Okay, moving on. So Raw was taped. Jason, you have problems with tape shows. On Monday, you were texting going like, man, and when you texted the idea, I was like, well, we can talk about it, but I don't know. We're all agreed. Live's better than tape. But what was your biggest thing that really didn't work for you on this?
Selective editing. Now, what I mean by this was at the very end of the show, it ended, but I guarantee Tessitore kept talking, but they cut it. I did find out from a source that Rhea segment where she came out, headbutted, and challenged the team, that was the last thing they taped. So it ran out of order. It's not live to tape.
Interesting.
I don't like that they're doing this. Now, if it's the holiday thing, I get that. But we're not near the holidays right now. Last week and this week, no. Next week is the holiday. So on Monday, they should film the next two. What I don't like is the show that runs on, like, the first show is on an hour tape delay because they start filming at 7.
Oh, okay, a little earlier. Yeah,
goes at 8.
Right. So people aren't there till after midnight.
These tape shows are boring. They are boring. There is no excitement. Now, look, we got lucky that Bronson Reed won, and somehow that did not leak. I don't go for spoilers. I never have. Brian, I know you're like jerk off to spoilers and stuff, but like
allegedly,
I didn't know that none of that was going to happen because I don't go for that shit, but people do.
Yeah.
But for me, dead crowd. The ratings have dipped on taped shows. And more importantly, this isn't a good thing to start. Now, it's because the show went to 2 hours. You can do 2, start at 7, end at 11, and be on your way. You couldn't do that with 3-hour shows.
Right.
My big thing is the selective editing. You know, I used to edit radio programs, and I had the ability to cut and chop and make things make sense when they did it and vice versa. I do not like these tape shows. And for me, and I'm sure I'm in the minority and somebody listening or watching like, this guy's a fucking idiot, but like, I don't care to watch them. I don't want to watch a taped show. These need to be live. For 55 years and 4 million episodes of Monday Night Raw, the longest episode of television show on television, it needs to be live.
Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting. I never did get a reason why the show was taped because you're right. It's like, you know, we're about maybe a week or 2
you weren't
away.
In that meeting.
What's that?
I'm sorry you weren't in that meeting when they decided to go tape.
I did.
Where the hell's Brian?
I was too busy.
You know what? We're starting it.
I was too busy figuring out what Survivor Series name Rick Martel was on for the third time.
1990.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like they would do a number of like the kind of like vignettes and backstage things. Maybe you see a couple of teams that weren't on the week that was live that do to help with the crowd stuff. So I mean, I don't think there's never going to be a great way to fix it, but point to you on the editing part because why I didn't necessarily pick up on it that much. That's me being a nerd on a lot of those things is like production wise stuff. And
There were several
yeah,
times I could tell edits.
yeah,
Now look, I have a friend that works on Raw, not a wrestler, but a behind the scenes, and that's great for him. He gets a week off.
yeah.
But like for the holidays, I get it. Any other time, man, this can't
The overseas
become the
trips
normal.
makes sense.
Makes sense, yes. This
Yeah.
just Louisville, Kentucky, 2 weeks in a row, or
Grand
Bridgeport,
Rapids this
Connecticut,
week.
or Grand Rapids, or Wichita Falls. No, 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 no. Just say no to recorded shows.
Yeah.
Unless it's
Well,
the holiday.
they probably do the back to back in those type of towns instead of like the Chicago, the Philadelphia, and the New Yorks because less spoilers. Like you wouldn't have a Chicago go back to back because it would be all over the place.
Everyone's going to be posting. Yeah.
Did you guys see any spoilers of this week's show prior to the week's show airing?
I did not. And I actually,
yeah.
one of my former students was actually at the show. I heard the voice. He was the blonde kid in the front row throughout the whole thing. So I emailed his dad because I saw him in the crowd, and I was just like, "Hey, it's been a while. I see you on my TV." He emailed me back like the next day, going like, "Yeah, we thought it would be over at 9. I didn't know that there was going to be a second show. We had dinner reservations that we did not make because so and so didn't want to leave, but." They stayed and it was great, and we all know how awesome it is to see kids enjoying it with their dads. So
And
that was cool, but it sent me a couple pictures too, but didn't tell me what happened because he's not a wrestling fan, knows nothing of wrestling, and just felt like I don't know what's going on. Everyone seemed to be excited about it, so that's all that matters.
yeah, I didn't
But that family had no idea there was going to be 2 shows.
yeah. Yeah, and same. I got my cut with Barbara Ryan on Tuesday, the day after the live show, and he had a buddy that was like, "Oh shit, they're taping another one," and blah blah blah. So, I didn't see a whole lot of like, if you want spoilers, click here. But I did. I remember before bed seeing some things on my Twitter timeline of like, something big went down at the taping. And so I was presuming it was when I saw the show that was Rhea coming back because I just didn't think. I knew she had been injured, didn't think it'd be back so soon. It seemed like it was only a couple of weeks ago. So, but I didn't know. Like, I guess I could have looked up that Bronson beat Seth, but no, I wanted to see it live and live to tape and that's it. And
Right.
yeah.
But when I knew it was taped, I picked up on it for twofold. One, I saw the same kid in the front row again. I'm like, wait, he didn't travel. And two, I just pretty much picked up on like it was the same crowd, same signs in the crowd from the week before, and they just seemed spent. And I think it was again, not a lot of them knew there was going to be a second show,
Yeah.
so they stayed, only expecting 2. And now, Jason, you saying like the Rhea thing was last. That makes sense now because the women main evented the week before.
Yeah.
And then they show up for the first segment, all like cleaned up and different. I'm
Yeah,
like,
they probably had
what did
different
they wait
outfits
for them to
on.
get ready? So
Yeah.
that makes sense now. So I actually kind of like that they edited it that way. So it kind of seemed fresh
They get
Right.
to
that.
the crowd, but I mean, not to the crowd, to the audience. But once I figured out it was taped, I didn't make it through the rest of the show. I got tired and tireder and tireder, and I was in bed by 9:15.
Yeah. So
Gotcha.
everybody has their own take. I just am not a fan of it.
Yeah. Well, and going back, like I remember, hey, there's this new AEW show, Rampage. And I was like, oh, cool. And they were live on Friday nights. They had the CM Punk thing, and then they started taping them. And it didn't take me long to be like, I'm good. So yeah.
The highlight of all of this, Brian, is the fact that we've had 15 minutes of conversation about this. When you said the other night in my text, there's really not much to talk about.
Well, yeah, you're right. I wanted to have some more discourse, back and forth of why this is good and why not. But you're right. It was
Now
definitely,
back to Survivor Series names. Go.
we got Brooklyn Brawler, the Gooker.
I mean, I can look up more if you'd like.
No, thank you.
No, save it. If we have any left, let's save it for next week when it's
I think I'm going
Survivor
to go
Series
watch.
week.
I think I'm
The
gonna go
Godfather,
watch,
D-Lo,
Survivor
and the
Series.
Headbangers. Pimpin' ain't easy.
Absolutely.
And if just full disclosure, we always let you guys know we are recording on Wednesday this week, so there's no AEW talk.
Other than we'll do some Full Gear.
Oh yeah.
We can't talk about what happened on Dynamite, so hey, maybe the card will be all changed by the time this comes out. But
yeah,
we'll see how it goes. Speaking of things,
are we doing Full Gear now?
I was actually real quick talking about something I saw. I think you said it actually, Jay. With the spirit of the ECW themed NXT show. One of the sites put out there. What if WWE did a WCW throwback show? And they've never done that. The ECW things have happened, but they've really never done a WCW other than like trying to launch back in the day when they bought it.
But what about the Starrcade house show that they did?
Yeah, they did that every year for about 3 years.
Yeah, they did it in North Carolina.
Cody, yeah, that's true.
Cody was there.
War Games is WCW product. That's a Dusty Rhodes creation.
Mm-hmm.
Starrcade, the Great American Bash. That's a WCW.
Halloween Havoc.
Yeah, I mean, so I guess technically they've been, but it's not like at the Omni in Atlanta.
It's not a tribute show.
Right. It's not a Nitro.
Yeah.
It's not for nostalgia like the ECW one was.
Right. They're just taking the tent poles from WCW and putting it on there. So I guess, when you watch that ECW NXT show, obviously you had Bubba Ray Dudley, and they were in the arena, and Nunzio and Francine, and all these things. So, would you be interested in something that has all those sort of elements? And if you are, like, what would be, on your list of like, oh yeah, they'd have to do it here, this person would have to be there, and so forth?
Well, I mean, Glacier and Vampiro have to be in the main event.
And the Kiss Demon.
Oh, yeah. Brutal guys.
The contract said main event, and they said that he was the third match, but they said it was a special main event so they could get out of it. But no, he needs redemption.
Yeah.
No, that's why WCW shouldn't have a nostalgia show.
Yeah.
Because it was so bad the last 2 years of it.
2 years.
And that's
there's no good memories for it.
NXT is doing the Halloween Havocs and those types of shows. Give me World War III. 3 rings, 400 people in a battle royal. Let's do it.
I went to 2 of those.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Joe, I know you went to a couple of those back in the day, but like, give me that.
Yeah.
But that would be cool to see World War III again, even though it was awful to see it live. It was terrible. Both of them I went to, it was like one of them had the Giant with 20 jobbers. He threw them all out in 3 minutes and just sat there for 10 while the other rings emptied out. The next year, Kevin Nash did the same thing. Just threw everyone out and just laid on the mat.
You remember how like the rings were like in a triangle?
Yeah, like a Mickey Mouse logo.
I want 3 across, no triangle. I want 3 across.
Yeah,
and I want to see Braun Strowman throw Rey Mysterio from ring 1 to see if they can get him into ring 3. That's what I want to see.
Bring back Hornswoggle. Maybe you can launch him.
Oh, real quick. This has nothing to do with anything we're talking about. It's 2024. And they had a tag team match on Raw the other night. It was Ray and Zelina.
Okay, I know what you're going to say.
It's 2024. We don't need intergender in the title of the match. Let it just be a tag team match. Men versus women or a mixed tag. We don't need that either. It's just a tag team match. 2024. Everyone's supposed to be treated equally. We don't need to single out it. It's a man and a woman. It's intergender. No. It's just a tag team match. And it was a tag team match. Ray throwing her up for that Rana was awesome off the top rope. I love that. I just don't love intergender and mixed tag now. Let's just
of the name,
yeah. Let's just call it what it is: a tag team match.
Mm-hmm. The Attitude Era gets a lot of like misogynistic hate now, which rightly deserved. But one thing that they did do were the tag matches with men and women, and let the men fight the women and the women fight the men. I remember Sable giving Mark Marrow the Sable bomb or the TKO
they
or
don't
whatever.
Do that
it was
anymore.
It was like Sable and Tess versus Mark Marrow and Jacqueline or whatever. And they didn't go, oh, the men have to be with the men and the women have to be the women. So they were ahead of their time. They were behind the times with a lot of other things. But for that one, they were ahead of their time.
I mean, I see men versus women on the indies all the time.
I was saying the indies keep that alive.
They train together.
Yes. It doesn't need to be intergender, mixed tag. It's just a tag match. And that's all.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
I mean, do I want to see Io Sky try to get any offense on Bronson Reed? No, that won't happen.
She can kick. Take the legs out.
There could be some selective things. You guys remember when our dearly departed from the company Baron Corbin hit his end of days on Becky Lynch? They had that mixed tag match, and that was shocking.
It was a huge thing.
Yeah, we hadn't seen that in probably more than a decade or something, and it was like, oh my god, you just slammed a woman. Heat. Yeah, I know, it was crazy.
I know I've talked about it recently. Lucha Underground, Chelsea Green against Penta was fucking insane. And then Lucha Underground, they had men versus women all the time. It was so good. Go check that out on YouTube after you're done with this show. That's all.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I definitely hear you. All right, so now let's get into that AEW Full Gear. It is Saturday night again. We're recording during Dynamite, so again, some things may be added, changed. You never know. But as of 9 p.m. on Wednesday night, here is your card. You've got John Moxley versus Orange Cassidy, Mercedes Moné versus Chris Statlander, Swerve versus Lashley, MJF versus Roderick Strong, Jack Perry versus Daniel Garcia, Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher, Jay White versus Hangman Page. We have a 4-way tag match, Private Party, the Outrunners, House of Black, and the Acclaim. And don't forget the 0-hour match of the Costco guy, AJ, who brings the boom, and QT Marshall.
What's up, guys?
Hey, welcome back, Cody. How are you?
Defend this.
I am a big enough man to acknowledge when I'm wrong. Mitsubishi Monet is not living up to her status. Not good. And Tony Khan is a genius, but he should have had Camille just be a badass ass kicker and not a bitch. Man. But Full Gear, 5th edition. Can't wait. It's been a while, guys. Where's the other one at? Kevin, where's he at, man?
He's chasing down the childhood home of Conan, is what my sources were telling me. Yeah, he's in Mexico. So
all right. Cool.
Good luck on that. Are you a Costco guy, Coney? Are you a Sam's Club guy?
Fuck Costco. Sam's Club for life.
So you got all your money on QT.
Yeah. It sucks. Another incident where I am a big enough man to admit that I'm wrong.
Doesn't happen often.
No. Because I'm never wrong. Especially talking about the great Tony Khan. This Costco
Jason would
bitch
get along good.
with on TV and on the pay-per-view. Where's Ricky? Where's Ricky Starks? Where's he at? Come on.
MIA.
Where's Keith Lee? Where's he at? We get this fucking douchebag, horrible parent and his stupid fat kids. Come on.
Whoa.
Where's Keith Lee?
Talk about bringing the boom.
Where's Wardlow? Yeah, I got my own boom, and your fat fucking kid who scratches his double chin. He's 6. The fuck?
Wow, Tony,
It's
we
been a
missed
while.
you.
It's been a while.
You are bringing the fastballs. Holy cow!
I think he's still a little bitter over the Lions putting a whooping on his favorite NFL team this weekend too.
Like seriously,
Oh yeah,
what's
Tony.
that
Yeah,
kid doing in his chin, his double chin? Like what is that? Like chicks think that's cool?
if
I don't
I'm
get it.
presuming you go to Costco probably as much as he does and eats those chicken bakes, that's just gonna happen to you.
Wait. What's a chicken bake?
It's like, so you'll have to watch the video, but it's like
I don't have to.
it's like a giant hot pocket. Okay,
Oh.
take a hot pocket and double it in size, and it's
Oh.
got like chicken, cheese, maybe some bacon in there. It's kind of like it's a little crispy on the outside. It's damn good, but yeah, it's probably over 1,000 calories. I mean, you'll be bringing the boom in your bathroom after you have one of them, but they're tasty.
And then that's why that 6-year-old has a double chin that he's always. I don't fucking get it.
I agree.
It's been a while, and
Welcome back.
I'm bettering myself, so I'm not as angry. I'm not as aggressive. I'm willing to give other pro wrestling promotions a chance. And Joe, you still suck. I'm Cody Town. Go. Bye.
Yeah, that's good. We're always looking to improve ourselves. So
I was starting to like him, and then he had to end that and ruin my Jovember. Seriously, Coney, what the hell?
Jovember is an
It's a thing. Jovember is a thing. Yes, it is.
Not a thing.
I thought you had to go. Bye.
He's
I
back.
did. But now I'm back. You brought me back.
Yeah.
Below
Did I say your name 3 times?
That 6-year-old eating those 4,000 calorie chicken snacks. That's why he's got the double chin. He's got to scratch it. I gotta go. I'm done.
We handle all the deep questions here.
Okay, don't say his name again. He'll show up.
like Beetlejuice.
That's amazing.
The paper.
All right. Anyone else
gonna
besides
watch it?
Cody have thoughts on the show? Yeah.
Are either of you gonna watch it?
Oh,
I mean, I don't know what's happening Saturday. I would like to see Swerve and Lashley. That I've enjoyed what they've been doing with the Hurt Syndicate. That's kind of about all the ones that I'm like really want to see. That everything else, meh.
I have a charity event Saturday night that I go to every year, so I will be missing this one.
Is it for fat 6-year-olds that eat 4,000 calorie chicken snacks at Costco and scratches their double?
Yeah,
chin?
they really need to fix the name of that one, but they add ball to the end of it, so fat chicken strip Costco kids ball is not a good one to go to, but they mean well. A lot of money is raised that night.
I am excited for the Outrunners in that 4-way to get mixed in with those tag teams. Yeah. I mean, because if they pull the trigger and give them the titles, that'll be fucking amazing. And I've been on that bandwagon since last Jericho Cruise. I saw them and they're just awesome. I've bought I think I got 4 Outrunner shirts now. I would love to see them pull the trigger. I don't see it happening because with House of Black and Private Party, and
they just won a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, so I don't see him pulling the trigger, but goddamn, if
one of the two sounds just like Hogan. I watched a promo the other day, and I was like, my God! I mean, it's not just we get the mannerisms and the costumes, but I mean, he sounds just like dude. Here's what I was just like, yeah, you're Hulk Hogan for real now. This is crazy.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoy the Outrunners. I probably will buy it because I have nothing else to do. My wife's traveling, so. And Joe, I knew you wouldn't watch it, and I doubt Kevin will because he'll be hanging out with K-Dog in Mexico. So
Viva.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen those Costco guy video thing? I just see the clips pop up, and I feel because I know there's apparently a popular thing, and I feel like I'm just missing the joke. I watch it. I don't get it. Like they do this little like a little dance thing sometimes. I'm like, what am I
Who is
missing that this is a thing?
And this is the issue that's been going on with AEW for a while. They're just getting things that are popular on the internet and certain parts.
Yeah.
That doesn't grow an audience.
No.
You don't grow an audience. So what are they doing? The people that they lost are going to get this Costco guy and get their couple thousand people in there. And then when that fad's over with, what are they going to do? Find something else on the internet?
Does QT lose?
Yeah,
You think
Yeah.
so?
I
Friends
do.
of Cody, he loses.
Yeah, I mean, apparently that AJ guy wrestled on the Indies.
A long ass time ago.
Right. But yeah, QT Marshall's not going there to win.
I don't know. I feel
Okay.
like you're doing a disservice to your product if the Costco guy is beating one of your your contracted wrestler.
You're not wrong, but it's QT Marshall. When was the last time we saw him wrestle on AEW? It's
doesn't
got to been a
matter.
year.
He is a contracted talent. And I know Stephen Amell beat Gold Stardust. And
David
Oh,
Arquette.
yes, but
Oh, bring back WCW, huh?
That
That's
6-year-old scratching his chin. I don't know.
Wow.
He'll probably get help from another AEW wrestler.
Those kids are going to be at ringside.
They're going to need help too. So
Yeah, they're going to need help get up the fucking steps.
maybe that's how
They're
Keith
going to
Lee
be throwing
makes
their
his
they're going to
return.
be throwing their chicken on the floor, and they'll just QT's going to slip on the grease and knock himself silly.
That could happen.
Fuck.
Wow,
Yeah.
we've talked a lot about the 0-hour match.
It's
Oh, everything.
so
else
apparently
I
it's
really
working. Yes, apparently Tony Khan should go. Gotcha,
That's
bitches.
And look, I'm not a parent. And my thing with kids' behavior, I used to blame the kids. And then it dawned on me one day, I was like, no, it's just poor parents, poor parenting. This dude is putting his kids on the internet. And
A lot of pitfalls with that.
like, do you guys know who Baby Gronk is? That fucking idiot.
I just see the name.
Like, that's the worst fucking thing. He's 12, thinks he's going to the NFL next. Like, get the fuck out of here. What is wrong?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just the old guy now. I don't know. But I think it's fucking terrible, horrible parenting to do this shit to your kids, to give them a false sense of self-worth that there's something cool because, dope's on the internet like your video.
You see, listeners, you see, viewers, we're not just dumb wrestling takes. We got heart. We want to make this place a better world.
Yes.
And we need your help.
We've already fixed Raw. Let's fix the fucking stupid parents of America.
Okay, I've been trying to do that with my career for like 11 years now, and it's just not going to happen. But no, I don't blame the kids.
You take it day by day.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that need fixing, how about that Netflix stream for Jake Paul and Mike Tyson?
Well, it's still loading. I haven't watched it yet, so no spoilers.
You weren't ever going to watch it, Joe, so shut up.
Yeah, I know. Joe, you weren't going to watch it.
Never.
Did you even peek in at all or no?
No, I was asleep.
Okay.
So you know what happened that I knew that the buffering was bad with Netflix? Because I was finishing SmackDown. My wife was upstairs watching Netflix Gilmore Girls, because that's the only thing she watches on there. And she's like, it keeps pausing. What's with our stupid internet? I'm like, I bet you it has to do with the
Joe
Jake Paul thing. So she's like, annoying.
Does your wife know about the McDonald's Gilmore Girls Happy Meal?
No.
Do the research. So I was watching SmackDown on my TV, and I had the fights on my iPad. The first 2 hours, not a problem. Not a single problem.
Yes, right.
Then they did a backstage segment with Jake Paul, and that's when things started happening, right around 10 o'clock, because they were getting ready for the co-main. The only two fights that people, the casuals, wanted to see was these women and then Jake and Tyson. That's when shit started to go sideways. So I have a source at Netflix, and I was told that they were worried about this going into the event. And then it started happening over and over. And for me, the TV would just stop. and it would just, circle. And then
Mhm.
there was like a quiz, like answer these 3 questions to figure out.
Oh, I got the
Um,
quiz too. Yep.
The iPad would freeze, but it would just start back up and it would be a little bit behind. So like if it was in round 4, it would be in like round 2. So that type of shit. But overall, the event was viewed by 65 million people. Of
Yeah.
course that's going to happen. And if you're one of these people, they're going, oh, Raw as fuck. No, it's not. Because 65 million people are never going to watch Raw. Ever.
No.
At one time. So, I enjoyed it for what it was. The women were great. And of course, the saying in combat sports, don't ever let it go to the judges. And that's what happened. It went to the judges and the wrong person won. And as far as Jake and Tyson, look, man, Tyson was rough. Commentary was even more rough. Fucking Rosie Perez on commentary was actually better than Roy Jones, the professional boxer.
Yeah, didn't expect to see Rosie Perez.
And you guys
That's
know
a random one.
And you guys know my thoughts on Mauro Ranallo.
I know, not a
I'm
fan.
not even going to go there. But look, Jake showed compassion.
Yes,
He could have killed Mike Tyson. But it went to decision like we all thought. And now Mike Tyson's picking a fight with Logan Paul, which is interesting.
And Logan throughout the Mike, I'll fucking kill you.
Yes.
Like, yeah, no, please let's not do this again. This
That might be at WrestleMania, though.
Yeah.
Putting that out there now. So
Hall of
This-
Famer versus future Hall of Famer.
That's right. Yeah, this scratched my itch. I was curious about how this would go, and the actual fight itself, went exactly how I thought when I texted my friends of like, who's gonna win? I'm like, Mike, maybe he's got a chance in 2 rounds, and if it goes past that, it's a wrap. And that's what happened. He actually won the first 2 rounds. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know how it is with these things. People say, "Oh, the fix was in." I've seen videos of like them in a clinch, and a guy's like, "See, this is where Jake says, hey, take it easy on me." Like, I don't know. I don't care.
Well, those are the same people that said that Paul Heyman's phone's not working because Solo broke it.
Yeah.
So you can't believe everything you see on the internet, like Costco Kid. But no, this basically Rocky Balboa versus Mason the Line Dixon. Isn't that what everyone pretty much said that match was? It was just a
you're the only
spectacle.
person that said it. So you're the only
No,
person.
I've seen other people online make the comparison.
Yeah.
I saw that beforehand. Yeah, that your line from the pod show, like somebody else is like, now don't forget this happened, and kind of screenshot from the movie. Yeah, it was what it was. I mean, it'd be something obviously if it was a pay-per-view and
yes,
people
You
shelled
did
out.
have to pay for it though. People do have to pay for
You're
Netflix.
already paying
You
Netflix,
already have
so-
Netflix.
Yeah, I know. It's like back in the day when
Yeah.
HBO used to have live fights. You're still paying
People-
for the service, so
Right.
I don't know. Ariel Hawani said it best. Nobody was conned.
Yeah.
Weren't conned into buying it.
No.
You were gonna watch it or you weren't because
you paid to go see it too. You went to Cowboy Stadium, where Jake Paul has more wins there this year than the Dallas Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
Look, if I didn't have shit last weekend, I would have went.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have been in New York for UFC, but that's a whole nother conversation. But look, man, the fight happened. It's going to keep happening. Apparently, some real boxing champion has called Jake out. He's like he has 5 belts, and Jake's like, I'll have my guy reach out and let you have the keys of the throne or whatever the hell the saying was. So Jake to get to fight a real fighter for titles, which would be I'll buy it. I love it. I love everything about this. Jake Paul got me back into watching boxing.
Mm-hmm. You got to respect it.
Yeah.
You got to respect it. I mean, they were in fucking Cowboys Stadium. And yeah, you count the millions who watched that fight and the Serrano Taylor fight. Like, I mean, you look at that one, Serrano Taylor, it's like that was the most watched, female sporting event of all time, I think.
Since
the
the
last not even just boxing.
Madison Square Garden.
Huh?
Since they fought the last time at Madison Square Garden 2 years ago.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like, he's doing something right.
Yep.
So, it is what it is. Yeah. Definitely a bummer on the feed, but But yeah, I'm sure I'll be fine for Raw. I'm a
Yep.
little mildly concerned for Steelers Chiefs on Christmas Day, but
Nah, I think it'll be fine because 65 million people ain't
it
watching.
ain't gonna be that many.
It's-
Yeah, it ain't gonna be that many. Maybe half of that at the most. I think.
Go
All
Steelers.
right. Oh, real quick. So sad. Chase U has closed. You hate to see a higher institution of learning
How you feel about
close
that, Joe?
in times like this. Yeah.
Joe?
I hate to see like educators losing their job
Yeah.
over this. It's really hard because they really just cared about the kids. They cared about the higher education. But you know what? They'll bounce back on their feet. Leave the memories alone.
Throw up the U if you're watching at home. It's actually talked about it on Busted Open how it's probably on the surface a very like cringy gimmick of like, wait, what? We're doing this? But Andre Chase and Thea Hale especially are just like so good at what they do. So I don't know if it's a good decision. You kind of wait and see, well, what happens next with those with those performers as far as what they have with the characters, and Chase U was a really good thing. I don't know if it's going to get better or not. It's very curious that they did disband. But yeah.
Yeah.
I was
All
a big
right.
supporter, early supporter of Chase U.
Yeah. All right. That'll do it for this week. YouTube.com/That Wrestling Podcast, at That WrestlePod for all your social media, and whatamaneuver.net for the merchandise. Next week, Survivor Series War Game preview and predictions. Maybe the final one for the standings, where Joe and Kevin, I think, are deadlocked, and the guest picker's one behind. So,
and just remember that these picks will be happening in the month of Jovember. So I feel good about my chances.
We'll have to see if month of Jovember makes the.
Yeah, nice try, Jason.
Break that back. Will that be the title of this week's episode?
No.
We'll wait and find out. All right. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Enjoy wrestling. We will talk to you next week.
Joe, I think you're cool. No, just kidding. You suck.
Thanks for watching That Wrestling Podcast on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And for more That Wrestling Podcast content, follow at That WrestlePod on social media.